If you look at the drought map for our area, we are the bullseye, bright purple, extreme drought in the state right now. And you would just never believe it when you look at these fields.
That's Lee. And Lee isn't exaggerating. Medina County, just south of San Antonio, is in extreme drought. While neighboring ranchers struggle to keep their pastures alive, Southwest Farms is running 50 head on 80 acres and thriving. What Lee and Fiona discovered sounds backwards. Adding more cattle made them grow more grass.
This is a 20-acre pasture that we started out the property as a hay field, as a hay business, and every time you bale hay, you get a little less forage the next time because you're just constantly extracting the nutrients. So this ground is 100% covered in this thick forage of Bermuda and like 3 different kinds of blue stem and just all kinds of native perennials that grow in it. We no-till a cover crop, so this is all warm season grass that you see here now. Warm season plants, mostly grasses. Really great for the environment and really great for livestock, but we also always try to create a real diversity in the pastures of brassicas, broadleafs, legumes.
I mean, it's looking greener than I would expect for August right now as well.
I often show pictures of this and then show pictures of the drought map. It's just so thick and green and growing. This is what's really amazing to me. We haven't had rain here in 6 weeks. All of this grass is still green and growing and in a vegetative state, which means it's not stressed. After about 5 years of being a hay farm, if we put some animals on it, rotate the animals frequently, we grew more forage. So it's almost counterintuitive, but it's 100% true. By adding the livestock and rotating them frequently, especially with the hot wire, we grow more forage today with the animals eating it and being moved off of it and giving the ground a long rest. We grow more forage today than we did when we were just a hay farm with no animals. Leaving animals in one space for a long time ruins the ground. Heavy animal impact with a long rest greatly improves the ground. And it's just an amazing thing. As you'll see, all the areas that have had heavy livestock impact for a small amount of time and then given a long rest, the ground just jumps to life. I can show it to you here.
Awesome.
This is maybe before we do anything else, look at the green growing around that livestock shelter. It's 100% not anything that we've done, like some magic thing or some great farmer tactic. It's really not. It's just simply maintaining the 5 tenets of regenerative agriculture, livestock impact, biodiversity, green and growing plants, minimal tillage. Those tenets that you often talk, people often talk about in regenerative agriculture, we just kind of follow each one of those and we get all of these plants growing even in drought. Let's go look at the cattle. That's how you want them, laid down and in the middle. So like they're in the middle of that paddock and they're sleeping. You want them to eat for 8 hours a day, you want them to sleep for 8 hours a day, and you want them to chew their cud for 8 hours a day. And that's when you know you've kind of done your job. So this is a hot wire. So this is the paddock that we built them 2 days ago. This is the crop that we planted in March and has been growing since March. And so we've harvested this 3/4 of an acre with these cattle. And now we're gonna build a new 3/4 acre paddock and harvest this forage with these cattle. The first thing we do is build new paddock, leaving them contained in the old, despite their complaints. They want to be moved right now, obviously. Kind of like the kids asking mom when dinner's ready. So it's 10:42 and we're just building paddock. So we'll use this wire. When we get done, that'll tap into our power source. So walking through this tall forage is a little bit of a hassle, but it's so rewarding to know that you grew it, and that's what the cattle are going to get to eat. There's one of our portable livestock shelters over there. So we just hang that reel on a solid post, and then we start putting these stakes in to keep the wire up off the ground. So we are half done right now. Now we'll walk back along the fence, putting the stakes in. Then we'll make it hot, and then we'll move the cattle in.
All right.
Put a post about every 50 feet. A lot of times we'll put these posts in a golf bag so you don't have to carry them like this. It's a great way to manage them.
Perfect shape for that.
Yeah. This cell grazing is probably the last thing we have gotten into and really adopted in the regenerative ag world. And when we stopped irrigating about 3 years ago, it forced us to be more efficient. And it's probably the best thing that ever happened to us. This drought was literally probably the best thing that ever happened to us.
Wow.
Because it forced us to be more efficient. If I can say definitively, and anybody that's ever intentionally done this can tell you, like, what we're doing here exponentially increases your carrying capacity by 4 times. So that's 80 acres. How much does 320 acres cost in South Central Texas right now? We're talking millions of dollars, you know? So if you don't have time to do this 15 minutes a day in exchange for millions of dollars, like, you probably could kind of reevaluate your time a little bit, right? So we're using the hot wire here along an existing fence. So a couple reasons. One, so the cattle don't push on this fence, because even good barbed wire, they'll start pushing and pushing and pushing and just naturally work the fence down. So we put a hot wire alongside the fence to keep them off of it. And then they don't get pricked by it. The cattle are inside the existing 3/4 acre paddock. We just built a new 3/4 acre paddock in the last 14 minutes. And now we're gonna connect the two. So I'm just gonna tie this onto here without getting without getting shocked. So now I just made our new paddock hot. And the tester tells you it's hot, so it's 6 kilovolts. Come on. Now we're just gonna go let them in. We're all done. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh my gosh, we had a new baby calf. Oh look, that one was born last night to that mother. Easy. Oh my God, is that the one that was laid down?
I don't know.
Look at its white feet. Its mother has white feet. Oh, she looks good.
That one over there looked a little more brown.
Oh yeah. Oh, how cute. I've been waiting on that one. Its mother has those white feet.
Wow.
And that one does. Oh, it's healthy too. Can you believe how mature they look in 12 hours?
Incredible. Walking.
Yeah, you see, she got knocked over, but that was the one. Oh, how cool. Oh. Go in there. So you see the beans crawling up the Sudan. It's a whole lot like the Three Sisters garden, you know, the Milpa garden. The mung beans are crawling up the Sudan. There's sunflowers in there. It's a broadleaf. Very, very good for the soil. Very, very good for them. See all the sunflowers in amongst the Sudan and the legumes. So you have a broadleaf, a legume, and a grass. Brown top millet is also a grass. And then there's a little patches of native grass coming up too. But this is why we do it, you know, is so they're getting a salad bar in front of them.
Right.
And to me, that's why the beef tastes better than just range grass, you know. This is what we want the field to look like. You'll see that there's at least a foot of plant left there. And so with a foot of plant, you'll still see green leaves even after they're done with it. So that will just allow for more growth. We turn off about 50 animals a year, 50 beef animals a year on 80 acres. So without this kind of grazing, I could probably turn off 15. But with this kind of grazing, I can do 4 times that. I always say that around here, if you own 5 acres, you should raise all of your own beef. With this kind of grazing and maybe a little bit of irrigation just from your house well, you can run 3 cows on 5 acres in this area. I really want more acres to be converted to this kind of management because I feel that the more people that try this kind of food and see the flavor come back into their food, I just believe that will help all of us that are growing this kind of food. I know that everything that benefits my neighbor is going to benefit me 100% of the time. You know, there's no question. When you're profitable, then we're exchanging goods and services and ideas, you know. The biggest secret is this isn't that hard, you know? Like, the soil's doing all the work. The soil's growing all the plants. The cattle are eating all the plants, and we just kind of walk along behind everything, like nudging it along.
Southwest Farms isn't doing anything complicated. They're following principles that ranchers and land stewards knew hundreds of years ago. Before feedlots, before chemical fertilizers, before we convinced ourselves that more extraction equals more production. Heavy animal impact, then long rest. Move the animals daily, keep soil covered, let biology and the relationships that exist within nature do the work. Lee told me something while we were building that paddock. Once the soil starts working, it takes care of itself. And in 14 minutes, he created 3/4 of an acre of fresh pasture for his cattle. It's not labor-intensive ranching. It's letting the system work for you instead of against you. The drought that should have ended this operation, it forced them to get more efficient. And in the process, they proved something the rest of Texas needs to understand. You can't extract your way to abundance, but you can regenerate your way there. Southwest Farms is located in Italia, about 30 miles south of San Antonio. They deliver grass-fed beef within 150 miles and welcome visitors to see how it's done. I'm Cory Ames, and if you want more stories like this every single week, Texas native plant how-tos, garden tours, and field note films, be sure to subscribe to this channel and sign up for my Friday newsletter, My Texas Field Notes. And if you want to go deeper, my Patreon supporters get bonus resources, behind-the-scenes posts, and early access to new plant guides. Links are in the description below. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching.
Obviously not hungry. She's getting it from her mama. She looks full too.